My name is Royal Harbor, PKA. People call me Knocturnal. That's my artist name. I'm from Long Beach, California, born at Los Altos Hospital, Eastside Long Beach affiliate. That's about it.
Oh, so you originally from Long Beach, California.
Yes, indeed.
The same land as Snoop Dogg and everybody else. That's where I touched down at when I first came down in California.
Yeah.
Where did you go to high school at?
I went to high school at Poly, of course. Was in the magnet program. You know, Poly is a magnet program, so for the gifted, you know, Poly also sent the most people to the NFL that's ever been. We got a bunch of gifted doctors and other stuff like that, you know. So Poly is a pretty good school for young kids.
Yeah, Poly is known for the academics too as well. A lot of people
Exactly.
don't know that.
That's what I mean by a magnet program.
Exactly. So
it's a gifted program.
It's a real gifted program. So you being from Long Beach, California, what did you claim 20 insane?
I claim to be a human being.
Human being, so you didn't gang bang.
I didn't say that.
That's a nice way to dodge that question.
Right.
So you didn't participate. That wasn't your main focus.
My main focus is trying to be a human being as humanly possible. Like I was like, we call that, I didn't necessarily fit in with the black kids because I'm mixed, of course. Didn't necessarily fit in with the white kids because I'm mixed, of course. So I just had to try to figure out my own way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I just stuck in between this and that.
That's an interesting dynamic. You being mixed. How was your childhood growing up? Like, how did that impact you?
Well, you know, I guess Hitler tried to kill my mom's family, which because my mother is German Jewish, and you know, people from the Caucasus Mountains tried to kill my ancestors on the black side of my family because my dad is black. So I guess I'm Sammy Davis Jr. born all over again, a black Jew.
That's all right there, man. So you're a very musically inclined person, to say the least. I'm not just gonna sing hip hop and everything. You know, I know your background and everything.
Yeah.
Very musical person, like a genius. I consider you genius level. Like certain people like you, Quick. Even the brother Fiend I was talking to earlier, because you guys bounce across different genres and y'all excel at all of them. Yeah. When did that bug bite you? When did you know you had a talent for music?
Well, really, I used to like poetry when I was growing up. Like, you know, like a lot of people, they write, you know, you in grammar school, middle school, or whatever, you like try to write a girl, do you like me, yes or no? No, I wouldn't do that. I just write a poem and just hand it to the girl, and just, if she liked it, she'd be like, oh, that was so sweet. If not, then I know she didn't like me. So, I mean, it wasn't like, do you like me? Can you be my girlfriend, yes or no? I just wrote a poem and just handed it to her. And if she liked it, she was like, oh, that was so sweet. And I was like, okay, she's cool, she liked me. You know what I mean? But so it was really about poetry first. You know, rap is really, I mean, what rap means is recording abstract poetry. So, I mean, I was a poet first.
You were a poet first. Do you remember first going in the studio?
Yeah.
What was your first song? Was it tight?
It was with Eiht.
With Eiht?
Yeah, you know, he's from Long Beach.
That's one of my favorites.
That's the first major recording studio I ever went in. That's when I was like 17, and we was trying to do the back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. Like, I was back then. You know, Eiht is one of the first people that came out of Long Beach, whether people know it or not. Eiht, Domino, you know, Second to None, came from, you know, DJ Quick and Compton, and you got, you know, Domino. He came from Long Beach. You know, everybody. You know, the person that made it the biggest, well, you know, that's well known is Snoop Dogg, but he wasn't the first from Long Beach. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That ever came out. It's a lot of poets and different things in Long Beach.
Yeah, Long Beach is a very, like, talented city, man. Like we mentioned on the sports side.
Yeah.
And on the music side as well. Long Beach is very, and I didn't know you was from Long Beach, so let me ask you this. So you rap and everything. When did you know that it could become a career for you?
Well, people started telling me that. I didn't really know. I mean, until I started going to studios, and, you know, like, I used to freestyle on the block, like, you know, just we didn't have anything else to do, you know what I'm saying? We was sitting there waiting for, you know, the next thing to come along and see who turn it was to get what we was trying to get on the block. So we just sit there and shoot the shit and freestyle against each other and, you know, critique a motherfucker from head to toe. Like, just start talking shit about his shoes, talking shit about what he got on that day. It was fun. It wasn't like we really thought we had a career in it. Like the two people when I was growing up that we got in battle raps with, like I used to have to always really worry about was if he in the battle rap was Crooked Eye and Tech Nine, the original Tech Nine from Compton. Like those was like two of the most infamous battle rappers it really ever was. Like, and my first rap name was Dr. Seuss, and you know they wasn't going for that. Like so. You know, it was the Cat in the Hat and all that. You know, they wasn't going for none of that. Dr. Seuss and his people was not. They wouldn't let me have it, so I had to change my rap name. So, but the fun part about it is just the society of rap wasn't meant to be violent or beef, and it's about expressing yourself. It's not about trying to be tough or anything like that. It's about fun and party music. Like, you know what I mean? Of course, you can say what you've been through and what you've gone through or whatever, but it's not about the violence. Really, violence is really about trying to enjoy yourself and have fun, you know?
Exactly, all positive vibrations.
Right.
Positive vibrations. So you doing your thing. How did your situation with LA Confidential come about?
Well, I used to be around this guy by the name of Mark Sparks, and he did like stuff for the Nappy Roots and things like that. And he came out with Sunshine and Anthony Hamilton, but he does like virtually like neo soul type music, and I really didn't fit into his scheme of things. So he took me to Dr. Dre, and I knew David Manifield at the time, who was the CEO for LA Confidential, and Dre wanted me to sign to him. But Dre had like 250 people signed the Aftermath. I didn't want to be 251, so I just asked Dre, could I write for him, and could he help me build my label and build a label I was trying to do, which was LA Confidential. And he was like, yeah, I'll help you do that. Can you just write for me? And so like, that's how the whole relationship began.
So take us into that process of writing for one of the most probably the Quincy Jones of rap as far as producers go and hip hop producers go. How is that process working with Trey?
It's very tedious, but it's fun. It's fun as well as glamorous. Like the thing being about that whole process. And I had to take my glasses off to talk about this one because Dr. Dre is a perfectionist. He'll get a new toy, a new sound system. He'll work at that thing until he finds the right sound. Like, so everything he does is very organized, and so like it's almost like you feel like you're back in school again because you're just learning something all over again. You learn something very new and very tedious. And he doesn't stop until he gets it right and until he gets that exact perfect sound that he wants. He's a perfectionist. So like dealing with Dre is like dealing with somebody that's a mastermind in what they do. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't take any shorts. He doesn't, if he says he don't like it, he ain't gonna like it. There's many people that's done verses or different things with Dre and they never make it because they didn't stay at it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when I hear people talk negative about Dre, I just be like, well, maybe it's because they was messing with Dre and Dre just didn't pick their song or something like. Because me and Dre had a good relationship. We still do. He's a good guy. He never let me down. You know what I mean? I'm still here. I'm a living legend. So he's definitely smart about who he puts in the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's it right there. So when you were writing for Dre, how many songs you think you guys knocked out?
Well, I've done I've done over 100. Ask me how many actually came out.
Okay, that was my next question. Out of that right there, so you said you guys did about 100 songs?
I know. I've done at least over 100 songs with Dre.
And how many of them actually came out?
Maybe about 8 or 9.
Well, that's a good percentage. So, you're a lot better than some other people I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, the fun part about dealing with Dr. Dre is, like, he's open for ideas and different things like that. But, excuse me, if it just sucks, it just sucks. And he's just going to let you know that. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. One time I was in the vocal booth, and I thought I was getting everything right. Like, he was like, knock, knock. He always called me. I'd be like, what's up, man? I was in the vocal booth, and he's at the switchboard at the control room, He's like, man, I just want to let you know you're dope, man. I was like, oh, man, well, thank you, Dre. He was like, no, I mean out the vocal booth. I said, what the fuck? What did this fool just say to me? So I walked out the vocal booth, and I was like, man, what did you say? He was like, the way that you singing it in here when you rapping it to me is not the way you rapping it on that microphone. You mic shy. And that's what made me throw down the paper that I had in my hand and go back in the vocal booth, and I came up with the verse for Bang Bang on the Chronic album. But I didn't write that verse. You know what I mean? That verse was like a very pivotal point in my life when Dre told me like the way that you're writing is not the way that you're saying it. So it sparked the freestyle back into me. You know what I mean? Like to where I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and just go handle this without the pen and the pad. And that's when the verse of Bang Bang came out.
That's crazy right there, man. That's crazy. Working with a guy like Dre, would you say you have to put all your ego to the side?
Well, first of all, even being in the studio with Dre, I don't see how you would have an ego because you're in there with one of the most prolific producers there is. It's like you should not even walk in there with an ego mentality. You should just walk in there with like, okay, what can I learn? You know what I mean? That's how I approached the whole situation. For years, a couple years, like people was like, who is that guy? Dre was like, oh, he's just here for me. Like, you know what I mean? He wouldn't put me on blast, and I was just writing for Dre. You know what I mean? And like, it wasn't until after Bang Bang and all that stuff where people start really knowing like, oh, that's Knocturnal. That's who he is, and he's the one that, you know, did this or whatever. And then, you know, we start doing the Watch soundtrack, and you know, I never thought that I would, you know, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg was making the movie. I never thought that I would have the first single for the movie, like which was Bad Intentions. You know what I mean? I didn't think. I was just doing the song, and Dr. Dre was like, "Hey, Knock, let's do a video shoot for Bad Intentions." I was like, "Okay, well that's cool," because I never wanted to be in the forefront. I didn't think I was gonna be in the limelight like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so he shot that, and he was like, "Well, how you want the video to be?" I was like, "Well, let's go to a whole brothel. Let's go do something. Let's make a video within the video." And he was like, "That's a good idea." So that's how the whole video came about. You know what I mean? It was just a fun video to shoot, you know. And then Miss Parker is in the video. She's the madam. She's like, "And welcome to Bad Intentions." And Dre was like, "Why we gonna call the song Bad Intentions? We don't say Bad Intentions one time in the whole song." I said, because if you listen to the hook, there's no good intentions involved in the hook whatsoever. You know, it's all bad. You know what I mean? And so it worked out, you know, all to the better, which became one of like a lot of people's favorite song when it came out, and still to this day they still play it on the radio.
It's still one of my favorite songs.
You know what I mean?
That record was real heavy in the streets.
Yeah.
Not just LA, but all over the country.
Yeah.
How was you feeling at that time?
Really, I couldn't believe it. Like, it's like, you know, it's like when Dr. Dre handed me the Chronic album. Like, it was unreal. It was before it came out. He handed it to me, and I flipped it over, and I looked. It saw Bang Bang. It said Knocturnal, and then it said featuring Knocturnal, and then it said written by Royal Harbor, and then on Lightspeed it said written by Royal Harbor because that's me and Miss Rock on the hook, and then The Watcher is me and Eminem doing the hook on that one. And then some LA niggas, me and Cocaine doing the hook on that one. And like, we roll deep, smoke on weed, drink, and pack heat. Society for, you know, that's me and Cocaine. The only thing Cocaine said was in LA, you know what I mean? And that put me and Cocaine in the mix on that one. You know, everything was unreal until I started seeing it like manifest and seeing it on the shelf, and I could actually walk in Tower Records or, you know, for those on Tower Records or Best Buy or Walmart, whatever, and just see the stuff manifested and sitting there on the shelf. But like that's when it became reality to me. And then it was like a long, long time, which I didn't even know that Hispanic people were my biggest following in LA. And like, so I would like go to different clubs and everything, and then, you know, it'd be like essays and different stuff just staring at me and pointing out, like, what the hell is going on? Like, are they tripping? Like, you know what I mean? Then they come to me, hey, fool, what's up, fool? Like, you Nocturnal? And I'm like, yeah. They were like, let's take a picture, man. I'm like, damn, this is a whole different environment. You know what I mean? Like, compared to what I'm used to growing up in the neighborhood and whatever, like, you know what I mean? Exactly. So it was just like, it took some getting used to, but it's all about what you give to people as far as your aura. It's about how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? You start carrying yourself and like you you feel like you better than somebody mannered, and people start looking at you sideways. You just carry yourself like you're a normal person, you're good. Mm-hmm. And that's what's helped me to be able to withstand a lot of the turmoil and different things and beef and a lot of the bullshit that people been through, is because I don't walk around like I'm better than anyone. I'm a human being just like anybody else. I just got blessed, and God blessed me to be able to use the talent He gave me to be able to succeed. You know what I mean?
Smooth Cut Productions.
Productions.